Om Sai Ram. Chapter 4. Sai Baba's First Advent in Shirdi. Mission of the Saints. Shirdi, a holy Tirth. Personality of Sai Baba. Dictum of Golubua. Appearance of Vitthal. Sheer Sagar's story. Das Kanu's bath in Prayag. Immaculate conception of Sai Baba and his first advent in Shirdi, 3 Vadas. In the last chapter, I described the circumstances which led me to write Sai Satcharita. Let me now describe the first advent of Sai Baba in Shirdi. Mission of the Saints. Lord Krishna says in Bhagavad Gita, chapter 4, 7-8, that whenever there is a decay of dharma, righteousness, and an ascendancy of unrighteousness, I manifest myself for the protection of the virtuous and the destruction of the vicious, and for the establishment of righteousness, I manifest myself age after age. This is the mission of the Lord and the sages and saints who are his representatives and who appear at appropriate times and work in their own way to fulfill that mission. For instance, when the twice born, that is the Brahmins, the Kshatriyas and the Vaishyas neglect their duties, and when the Shudras try to usurp the duties of other classes, when spiritual preceptors are not respected but humiliated, when nobody cares for religious instructions, when everybody thinks himself very learned, when people begin to partake of forbidden foods and intoxicating drinks, when under the cloak of religion people indulge in malpractices, when people belonging to different sects fight amongst themselves, when Brahmins fail to do Sandhya adoration and the orthodox leave their religious practices, when yogis neglect their meditation, when people begin to think that wealth, progeny, wife are their sole concern and thus turn away from the true path of salvation, then saints appear and try to set matters right by their words and action. They serve us as beacon lights and show us the path and the right way for us to follow. In this way, many saints, viz. Nivriti, Dhyandev, Muktabai, Namdev, Gora, Gunai, Eknath, Tukaram, Narahari, Narsibhai, Sajan Kasai, Savata, Ramdas, and various others did appear at various times to show the right path to the people, and so the present advent came as Sri Sai Baba of Shirdi. Shirdi, a holy Tirath. The banks of the Godavari river in the Ahmednagar district are very fortunate, for they gave birth and refuge to many a saint, prominent amongst them being Dhyaneshwar. Shirdi also falls in the Kopargaon Taluka or the Ahmednagar district. After crossing the Godavari river at Kopargaon, one gets on way to Shirdi. When you go 3 kilometers, you come to Neemgaon, from where Shirdi is visible. Shirdi is as famous and well known as other holy places like Gangapur, Nrisinhavadi or Dambar on the banks of Krishna river. As the devotees Damoji flourished and blessed Mangalveda near Pandharpur, as Samarth Ramdas at Sajjangarh, as Sri Nirsimha Saraswati at Saraswati Wadi, so Sainath flourished at Shirdi and blessed it. Personality of Sai Baba. It is on account of Sri Sai Baba that Shirdi grew into importance. Let us see what sort of a personage Sai Baba was. He conquered this sansar worldly existence, which is very difficult and hard to cross. Peace or mental calm was his ornament, and he was the repository of wisdom. He was the home of Vaishnav devotees, most generous like Karna amongst all, the quintessence of all essences. He had no love for perishable things and was always engrossed in self-realization, which was his sole concern. He felt no pleasure in the things of this world or of the world beyond. His antarang heart was as clear as a mirror, and his speech always rained nectar. The rich or poor people were the same to him. He neither knew nor cared for honor or dishonor. He was the Lord of all beings. He spoke freely and mixed with all people, watched the acting and dances of nautch girls, and heard ghazal songs. Still he swerved not an inch from samadhi, mental equilibrium. The name of Allah was always on his lips. While the world awoke He slept, and while the world slept, he was vigilant. His inner self was as calm as the deep sea. His ashram could not be determined, nor his actions could be definitely determined, and though he sat in one place, he knew all the transactions of the world. His darbar was imposing. He told hundreds of stories daily. Still he swerved not an inch from his vow of silence. He always leaned against the wall in the masjid or walked morning, noon, and evening towards Lendi, Nala, and Chavdi. Still he at all times abided in the self. Though a Siddh, he acted like a sadhak. He was meek, humble, and egoless, and pleased all. Such was Sai Baba, and as the soil of Shirdi was trodden by Sai Baba's feet, it attained extraordinary importance. As Dhyaneshwar elevated Alandi, Eknath did to Pathan, so Sai Baba raised Shirdi. Blessed are the grass leaves and stones of Shirdi, for they could kiss the holy feet of Sai Baba and take his dust on their heads. Shirdi became to us devotees another Pandharpur, Jagannath, Dwarka, Banaras, and Rameshwar, Badri Kedar, Nasik, Triambakeshwar, Ujjain, and Mahakaleshwar or Mahabaleshwar, Gokarn. Contact of Sai Baba in Shirdi was like our study of Veda and Tantra. It quietened our sansar world consciousness and rendered self-realization. The darshan of Sri Sai was our yoga sadhana, and talk with him removed our sins. Shampooing his legs was our bath in Triveni Prayag, and drinking the holy water of his feet destroyed our sins. To us his commands were Vedas, and eating his uri, sacred ashes, and prasad was all purifying. He was our Sri Krishna and Sri Ram, who gave us solace, and he was our Parabrahma, absolute reality. He was himself beyond the pair of dvandvas, opposites, never dejected nor elated. He was always engrossed in his self as existence, knowledge, and bliss. Shirdi was his center, but his field of action extended far beyond to Punjab, Calcutta, North India, Gujarat, Dhaka, now in Bangladesh, and Konkan. Thus the fame of Sai Baba spread far and wide, and people from all parts came to take his darshan and be blessed. By mere darshan, minds of people, whether pure or impure, would become quiet at once. They got here the same unparalleled joy the devotees get at Pandharpur by seeing Vitthal Rakhumai. This is not an exaggeration. Consider what a devotee says in this respect. Dictum of Gauli Bua. An old devotee by name Gauli Bua, aged about 95 years, was a Varkari of Pandhari. He stayed for 8 months at Pandharpur and for 4 months, Ashad to Kartik, July to November, on the banks of the Ganges. He had a donkey with him for carrying his luggage and a disciple as his companion. Every year he made his vari or trip to Pandharpur and came to Shirdi to see Sai Baba, whom he loved most. He used to gaze at Baba saying, "This is Pandhari Nath, Vitthal incarnate, the merciful Lord of the poor and helpless." This Gauli Bua was an old devotee of Vithoba and had made many a trip to Pandhari, and he testified that Sai Baba was a real Pandhari Nath. Vitthal himself appeared. Sai Baba was very fond of remembering and singing God's name. He always uttered Allah Malik, God is Lord, and in his presence made others sing God's name continuously day and night for all 7 days of the week. This is called Nam Saptaha. Once he asked Das Kanu Maharaj to do the Nam Saptaha. He replied that he would do it provided he was assured that Vitthal would appear at the end of the 7th day. Then Baba, placing his hand on his chest, assured him that certainly Vitthal would appear, but for that the devotee must be earnest and devout. The Dankapuri Thakur of Dakurnath, the Pandhari of Vitthal, the Dwarka of Ranchod Krishna is here Shirdi. One need not go far out to see Dwarka. Will Vitthal come here from some outside place? He is here. Only when the devotee is bursting with love and devotion, Vitthal will manifest himself here in Shirdi.